I'm back. Rhodes Rants on what I think is the Clone Wars. Season 7, Episode 8, Together Again, looks to be the final episode of possibly, I truly believe, the worst arc in the history of the Clone Wars. As you know, we started out so strong this season. The Bad Batch was 4 great episodes, ending with that great echo. I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was a roaring ovation from me. I loved how the episode, I loved the entire arc. If you're new to my channel, I judge each episode of any television series individually. I don't give a shit about the arc. Why? Because I expect a great product every single episode, particularly in the case of anything that is going to be on Disney Plus. I am reluctantly paying for it. Disney. So, and the Clone Wars is one of the reasons, right? And I don't appreciate the bad episodes in a shortened season of the final season. I almost feel like we're going to get an announcement out of nowhere that the Clone Wars is coming back after this season. But I don't know how they can do that unless they can drag it out, because this is supposed to intertwine with Revenge of the Sith. All right, so we start back with, and there's spoilers in this, we start back with Trace and Rafa and Ahsoka back in the cell, where we ended up from where we started in the last episode, arrow to the eye hole, after we went through a bunch of nonsense. Well, anyway, they enact a plan. They're taken before the Pikes. Ahsoka's like, tells the girls prior, you got to trust me, I got a plan. She tells the Pikes, the 2 girls are going to take 1 rotation of time, and they're going to go get your spice that was dumped. And Ahsoka's like, I'm going to stay here, and if they don't show back up, I'm going to rat out where they're from and where their family is. Well, the 2 girls are essentially let go to go get the spice. Now, I will give credit where credit is due on this. They come back around to the Pikes, and the Pikes are like, you know this is BS, right? And the guy's like, yeah, but you know what's going to happen if he finds out. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I called this in a previous episode. We knew who they were working for. At least I knew. I thought it was getting pretty obvious where we was going. Well, anyway, so they put Ahsoka back in that GD cell again. What is it with this damn cell? And she Jedi mind tricks her way out of it again and starts lurking about. And she finds some bombs. She starts setting the bombs around the place, okay? And all the while, the Mandalorians are off, and they're looking, and they're watching what's going on. They're like, what's happening here? And this whole time, I'm thinking, why the hell aren't y'all just involved? Just get involved. Now, maybe they're wanting to keep their presence not known because they know the Maul connection. Okay? So, anyway, while Ahsoka's lurking about, she sees a hologram conversation between the Pikes and Darth Maul. Okay, and was it great to see Maul? Absolutely. Okay, that's cool. He turns around and he says Crimson Dawn, and you're like, there it is. There it is. Now, for full disclosure, I enjoyed Solo: A Star Wars Story. A lot of creators ain't going to say that these days. As big of problems as I got with Disney, I enjoyed Solo singular. Okay, was it great? Hell no. But it was enjoyable. Like, I can put Solo on and I can watch it and I'm not going to lose my mind. Was Solo needed? No. It was absolutely not needed. Okay, but I won't come on here and kill it like I do The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker. Because then I wouldn't be honest, right? I liked one movie. I hated the other 2. Now, we come back around, and we're like, and now, it was a cool tidbit during the hologram transmission, because Maul feels Ahsoka's presence. And he walks over, and he looks over the side, and Ahsoka knows that he feels her presence, and she saunters around and hides. Okay, and that was a cool little tidbit. All right. By the way, the two sisters end up on the planet. I think it's back on Kessel, but I'm not sure. There's a Transdotian there that one of the sisters gets into a scuffle with, and somehow she survives. After he has thrown her around and into all kinds of things, he threw her into a bunch of boxes, and she bounced off of it like, ta-da, bitch, I'm fine. And I'm like, whoa, Disney, are we doing this woman can't be hurt shit again? Really? So I'm like, superpower, whatever. Well, anyway, there is a little chase down through there, and they use Han and the Falcon's music as she's turning into a badass driver. And I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing, Disney? That's one of Han's themes. That's one of the Falcon's themes. It was a theme that was heard throughout the original trilogy and in Solo during the Kessel run. In fact, right as Chewbacca is jumping in the pilot seat for the first time next to Han, I believe it is the best scene in Solo. It's my favorite. Han Solo is my favorite character, and Chewbacca is my second favorite character. So that is far and away my favorite scene from Solo, a Star Wars story. Well, anyway, that music is playing, and I am pissed. I'm like, hell to the no, did you just do that? So I didn't appreciate that. I normally give credit on these reviews. I say the score and the animation is on point. Well, technically speaking, yes, both are still on point here. But scoring has to be... one of my issues with The Last Jedi is I think there's places where the music is placed incorrectly. Like, okay, he doesn't have the wherewithal to understand he should have used this Star Wars theme with this scene. Okay? So, same thing here. This just shouldn't have happened. And before anybody chimes in with the whole, well, these episodes were done prior to blah, blah, blah. If you look under the writing credits, there is somebody besides Dave Filoni on these episodes. And the Crimson Dawn name drop tells you rewrites happened here. Absolutely. Not to mention Trace and Rafa wasn't even involved. It was a dude originally, and Ahsoka and him had a thing. So, all right. Anyway, so we get back around. Look, this review is turning out just like the episode, for Christ's sakes. We get back around. The girls show back up for Ahsoka. Long story short, they end up back on Coruscant, and the Mandalorians saunter up. After 4 fucking episodes of them stalking these three, and they're like, we have a common enemy. Pulls out a hologram of Maul, as you see in the picture. And I'm like, that is the worst 4-episode journey to the Siege of Mandalore ever in the history of anything. Disney, why did you do that? Is it a god-awful episode? No. In the case of at least stuff happened. People got off world from where we were, and there were introductions of Maul. The Mandalorians kind of sort of was more involved, but not really. Like, if you were so worried about these 2 girls, I don't know. I just, that drives me nuts. But look, I can't give you much more credit. I give this episode, instead of a 2 out of 10, I give it a 3 out of 10. It was still shitty. Still shitty. Okay? We just wasted 4 episodes of the final season of the Clone Wars, and I'm pissed about it. I am. I'm pissed about it. Disney, look, god dang it. I judge every product, even regardless of how I feel about Disney. I judge every product on its own merit. In other words, I anticipate, or I expect, The Mandalorian will be great again next season, right? But I don't know that. Solo. I enjoyed Solo. Hated the sequel trilogy. Okay? Rogue One. Good. All right? So, it's not all-inclusive for me. I'm always going to be objective and fair. This entire arc, doo-doo. Straight doo-doo. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not. I mean, this is what we end up with. This is trash. This was trash. This was the clunkiest way to get the Mandalorians and Maul back involved ever. Good God, you could have just got the three characters in a ship and crashed the damn ship where Maul was 3 episodes ago, for crying out loud. That would have been clunky, but at least we wouldn't have wasted 3 episodes. Right? Tell me what you think, Rhodes Squadron, about the Clone Wars and this Together Again episode. I am praying, hoping and praying that we kill off Trace and Rafa, who have joined the top 10 worst Star Wars characters ever, which I'm thinking about making a video about. That needs to be ranked, because I'm interested to see exactly where I would end up putting them. Peace. I'm out. Hit subscribe. Too tough, too bad.
King Kong in the